I am from How To Taxes, and I'm here to help you prepare your Form 1040 when you qualify for the education credit. The assumptions of this video are that you are single, you can't be claimed as a dependent by someone else, you are an employee with W-2 income, and you are a full-time student and have completed year 3 of your bachelor's degree in 2022. At the top of the form, check the box that you are single under the filing status section. Put your name, address, and social security number at the top of the form. Make sure to answer the question regarding digital assets. In our example, the answer is no. On line 1A, put your wages. You can find this information on your Form W-2 in box 1. In our example, it is $42,950. Carry that down to line 1Z, 9, and 11, as you don't have any other income or adjustments. On line 12, put the larger of your standard deduction or itemized deductions. In our example, it is the standard deduction, and you can find the amount in the box to the left. Since you are single, it is $12,950. Put that amount on line 12 and carry it down to line 14. Subtract line 14 from line 11 to arrive at $30,000 for your taxable income. We will use the tax tables beginning on page 63 of the Form 1040 instructions. Since your taxable income is at least $30,000 but less than $30,050 and you are single, your tax is $3,398. Place an amount on line 16 and carry it down to line 18. Next, we will calculate your education credit. In this example, we are going to take the American Opportunity Credit because the amount of the credit is more than the lifetime learning credit. There are certain specifications that you need to meet to take each credit. In our example, you meet all of them for the American Opportunity Credit. The different specifications are listed here. There's a limit on modified adjusted gross income, which is $90,000 for a single. The limit on the number of years of post-secondary education and the number of tax years the credit is available is 4 years. There is also a requirement for the number of courses. In our example, you are enrolled at least half-time for at least one academic period during 2022, so you meet this requirement. To take this credit, you also may not have a felony drug conviction. The education credit is calculated on Form 8863. At the top of the form, put your name and social security number. Line 1 directs us to go to Part 3, so we will start there. On line 20 in Part 3, put the name of the student. On line 21, put their social security number. On line 22A, put the name of the educational institution and the address on line 22A1. On lines 22A2 and 3, answer the questions regarding Form 1098-T. On line 22A4, put the educational institution's EIN. You can find this on the Form 1098-T. Questions 23 to 26 are questions regarding eligibility. On line 27, enter the adjusted qualified education expenses. In our example, it was over $4,000, so we will enter $4,000. Generally speaking, the amount that is entered here is for courses and course materials like books. It can also include student activity fees or other fees only if they are required for enrollment. The fees can be paid by cash, check, credit, or debit card, or with borrowed funds, but they cannot be paid by tax-free assistance. On line 28, subtract $2,000 from line 27 to arrive at $2,000 on line 28. On line 29, multiply line 28 by 25% to arrive at $500. Since line 28 is not 0, we will add $2,000 to line 29 to arrive at $2,500 on line 30. As instructed, we will skip line 31 and we will enter this amount on Part 1, line 1. On line 2, we will enter $90,000 because we are single. On line 3, we're going to enter the amount from your Form 1040, line 11, which is $42,950. On line 4, we will subtract line 3 from line 2 to arrive at $47,050. On line 5, we will enter $10,000 as you are single. Since line 4 is more than line 5, we will enter 1 on line 6. We will multiply this by line 1 for line 7 to arrive at $2,500. On line 8, multiply line 7 by 40% to arrive at $1,000. We will enter that here and on Form 1040, line 29. On part 2, line 9, we will subtract line 8 from line 7 to arrive at $1,500. We're going to be entering that on line 2 of the credit limit worksheet in just a moment. On line 10, you would enter the amount from part 3, line 31, which is 0. And since it is 0, we're going to skip lines 11 through 17 and enter 0 on line 18. The next step is to complete the credit limit worksheet. You can find this on page 7 of the Form 8863 instructions. Line 1 will be 0, as that is the amount from line 18, Form 8863. On line 2, enter the amount from 8863, line 9, which is $1,500. On line 3, add the amounts together from line 1 and 2 to arrive at $1,500. Line 4, enter the amount from line 18, Form 1040, which is $3,398. Line 5 will be 0, as we don't have any amounts on Schedule 3 of the lines that are listed. On line 6, subtract line 5 from 4 to arrive at $3,398. On line 7, enter the smaller of line 3 or line 6, which is $1,500, and enter it on Form 8863, line 19. Then carry the amount to Schedule 3, line 3. At the top of Schedule 3, make sure to put your name and Social Security number. And then on line 8, total all your amounts, which would be $1,500. Carry that amount to line 20 of your Form 1040. On line 21, add lines 19 and 20 to arrive at $1,500. On line 22, subtract line 21 from line 18 to arrive at $1,898. Carry that down to line 24 as you don't have any other taxes. On line 25A, put the amount of withholding from box 2 of your Form W-2. In our example, it is $1,500. Carry that down to line 25D. On line 32, add the amounts of your other payments and refundable credits, which is $1,000. On line 33, total up all your payments, which is $2,500. On line 34, put your overpayment, which in our example is $602. In our example, we'd want it refunded, so put that amount on line 35A. If you want the amount directly deposited into your bank account, complete lines 35B and D for your routing and account information. Also check the type of account on line 35C. If you owed tax, it would go on line 37. Remember to sign, date, and put your occupation at the bottom of the form. Thank you for watching. I am from How To Taxes. Subscribe for future tax videos.